Alright, so we are about to do a hive inspection. I'm going to talk about smoker. I'm just going to smoke them a little bit around the entrance and under the hive because I have screened bottom boards. And what this smoke does two things. It tricks your bees into thinking that there might be a fire somewhere, so they start gorging themselves on honey in preparation of absconding or leaving their hive. And it also masks the alarm pheromone so that they remain calmer and they don't all get the message to attack you. And you don't want to smoke them too much. A little bit goes a long way. I know a lot of first-time beekeepers are like, smoke, gotta have smoke, so much smoke. It's not necessary, it just takes a little bit. Puff, 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 puff. And that's it. Okay, so it's important to come in behind or to the side of your hive. You don't want to block the entrance because that's going to agitate your bees. And I'm just puffing some smoke underneath because I have screened bottom boards. I'm going to puff the entrance. Pop the top open gently because they really don't like that cracking. So the more better. Get it. Oh gosh. Okay. This is the frame that had the queen cage in it, which I should have removed a lot earlier, but I got busy with things and it didn't happen. And luckily they didn't make too big of a mess of it. Now normally you want to start from the outside frames because it's less likely that your queen is going to be on the outside of the hive. Sometimes it happens, but for the most part she's usually in the middle. But since that was in the middle here and it seems like nobody's hanging out there, I'm going to go ahead and move things in the middle. Okay. Alright, so I removed one frame so I have plenty of room to work and not worry about squishing. And you can see that they're really calm. They're just chilling. They're not buzzing me. Okay, so what I'm looking for signs of a queen. First thing to notice is that the bees are calm and they're not very loud. Now if these bees are queenless, they're going to make a roaring sound. They call it roaring because they're very loud buzzing, but they are not doing that. I'm looking for eggs and larvae. I hope that's focusing for you. Bees are super calm. That's capped brood with larvae, some bee bread in between, and there are eggs on the bottom part of the frame. So other side, there's not a whole lot going on over here. There are eggs. There are eggs on this side. And it looks about like half of this frame has eggs. Okay. So I will gently put this back in, scooting it over, and I'm going to continue to work my way this way. So we know that most likely there's a queen in there because the bees are calm. We see eggs. These bees are incredibly calm. Now the key is to work slowly and gently. That will keep your bees calm. The less bees you accidentally squish, the better. Okay, this hive has capped brood. It looks like it's mostly all capped brood. So those will be hatching soon. And there's the queen. Do you see her? I hope this camera's focusing. She's a beautiful big Italian queen. I'm going to very gently set her frame down, watching her, making sure she's still in the middle and she's not climbed to the side. I don't want to squish her. Okay. Now look at the next one. Another thing to watch out for are those queen cups on the frame. Those are supersedure cells or emergency cells. If they feel like they need to replace the queen, or if something happens to her, they have that cell ready to put an egg in and raise queen. This frame has some capped brood, some larvae, all stages of larvae. Other side, larva, capped brood. Feeding the babies. These girls are so calm. So the presence of eggs and young larvae indicate that you have a laying queen. The eggs are very tiny and hard to see. This is an egg in the bottom of this cell. These teeny tiny larvae are larvae that are only maybe a day old at the most. This larva is a couple days older, and this larva is maybe a day older than that one. Placing that frame I left in here like a lazy person. Well, I kind of broke my inner cover on this hive, so I'm gonna have to get another one, so that's why there's no inner cover right here. I don't have any smoke, maybe the smoke smaller game down here. I'll get one. Okay, girls. Place everything really gently. Cap. I think I got distracted and didn't talk about everything a few times. When you're doing a hive inspection, you want to start in the back or on the side of your hive. You don't want to block the entrance because that's going to agitate your bees. You want your smoker to have cool smoke when you pump it, not flames. And you only need a little bit, really, it's just a little bit. Otherwise, you're just going to cook them and choke yourself. Oh my gosh. Air. Anyway, I was saying the smoker, yeah, you don't want to cook them. You want flames soaring out of the end of that thing. Just a little bit underneath if you've got a screen bottom, and a little in the entrance of the hive, and then in the top, just to get them to go down onto or into the frames whenever you want to put your lid back on. So start from the back and the side, crack it open gently. Try not to crack it really hard because it agitates them. You want to start from the outside frames. Now, I know I didn't do that because I saw that in the middle there wasn't really any bees hanging out. Normally the queen hangs out in the middle of the hive, and that's where your brood and stuff is, so that's why you want to start from the outside. The outside frames are normally just honey frames. So you start from the outside so you don't risk, it's not as bad of a risk of injuring your queen that way. You take a couple of frames out so you have room to move. Work very slowly and gently. Try not to squish anyone so they're not releasing that pheromone of somebody's attacking us, get them. And you can't help but squish some, just try not to. So moving slowly and gently is key to keeping your hive calm. You might drop a frame every now and then all hell breaks loose. It happens. Just smoke them a little bit, smoke yourself, so that they can't get your scent. What else? When you're looking to see if your hive is healthy, you want to find out if your queen is in there. And you can find out if your queen is in there by the behavior of the bees when you open them up. Are they roaring, really loud buzzing? Are they flying around? Are they dive bombing you? Or are they quiet and calm and just doing their thing? A queenless hive can be very aggressive. That's why I would tell anybody to wear your bee suit, wear your gloves and protection, because even if you've got the nicest bees ever and you go in there unprotected all the time and you don't get stung, or you only get stung like once, you know, these are just like any other wild animal. Bees aren't really domesticated, not in the sense of like dogs and cats are. They still have their instinct and all that, so a queenless hive can be really, really aggressive. And one time I got into a hive that I didn't realize was queenless without all my protection, and I got my ass handed to me. So that's why you need to always wear your veil and your gloves and stuff, because you don't know what these creatures are going to do. They're not predictable. They're not. Okay, so we're going to be looking for the queen. If you can't find her, you're looking for signs that the queen is in there. You're looking for eggs, for larvae, for capped brood. Now, one of the hives that I inspected, which I didn't record because I only have so much space, they had capped brood. They had large larvae, but they did not have small larvae, and they did not have eggs. And they had some supersedure cells, queen cells, that were capped over, 2 of them. So they are queenless, but they have some babies that are about to hatch. Yeah, get out of my hair. It's not a flower, I know it's blue. And then I have another hive that has the queen. I saw her, but there were no eggs, and there were no brood. So I'm not sure what's going on there, that she's not laying, but it looks like I'm going to have to replace her. And then the other hives were fine. They had brood and eggs and larvae of all stages, and the queen. So that's the basics of a hive inspection. I might do some later on that's more in depth about what to do when a hive looks like it's not doing well, or if it looks like it's queenless. So that's basically it right there.